Good morning, guys and girls, and my previous video was quite serious, an exams video. However, that's all over now. The next two episodes, so this is the week before Christmas, and then we've got the week with Christmas Day on it, are going to be Christmas special. So today I'm here in the kitchen. Yes, we have a Ollie JHN kitchen Christmas special. So let's get started. We're going to be cooking a Christmas recipe today, all ready for you to try it yourself or just watch for Christmas to get you into the Christmas mood. So this is my channel, Ollie JHN. Thank you for tuning in, and this is Ollie JHN Kitchen, how to make Christmas cupcakes. So before I start, I just want to say most of my subscribers are off for Christmas now. So I hope you're having a good time off and you're going to have a good Christmas. Anyway, today we are creating chocolate cupcakes. Now, it's important to say that the recipe is almost exactly the same as that big white chocolate and strawberry cake I made before. Now, the sponge recipe is identical. The only difference is, instead of going in a baking tray, it's going to be going into these cupcake cases. And we're going to be adding one more ingredient, chocolate. Okay, so Merry Christmas and let's get started. Okay, remember to set your oven to 180 centigrade. Here are the ingredients you're going to need. So, firstly, you're going to need some hot chocolate powder. Of course, you're going to need some baking powder. You're going to need 2 large eggs, so don't forget those. You're going to need some butter, that's 100 grams of butter. You're also going to need caster sugar, again 100 grams of that. And finally, 100 grams of flour. So let's get making it. Okay, the first thing that's going to be going into those cupcakes to give you that chocolate flavour is a nice heaped tablespoon of chocolate powder. So the stuff you're going to find in your hot chocolate jars, basically. And with that, you're going to want 2 tablespoons of hot water. And then give that a mix. Okay, the first thing into that bowl goes 100 grams of margarine or butter, whatever you want to use really. And that's going to go all into that bowl. And then you're going to want to fork the back of that butter just to make it nice and smooth, whisking it in with the chocolate mix. Up next is 100 grams of sugar, and you just want to fork the back of that to make sure that all the big lumps are crushed out. And then that goes in, and again that's mixed in like so. And immediately you'll get more of a cake mixture starting to form. Up next you want 2 large eggs, so just crack those open. And then whisk those eggs and beat them. You don't want to scramble them though, so just a little bit, and then that goes in. And then sort of fold that in. Again, don't whisk it too much, otherwise you're going to scramble the eggs. Okay, up next you want sieved flour, so just use a sieve. And that stops the mixture from going lumpy or bumpy. And then sieve it. Okay, so we have 100 grams of flour. We're going to add that in. And slowly mix it through. Once that's all been whisked through, still going to be slightly lumpy, you'll need to get an electric whisk on it, but basically the fork has folded all the ingredients together. Our final ingredients is a level teaspoon of baking powder. So in goes that. And that also needs to be folded in with the fork. Okay, so up next we're going to electric whisk that together for about 2 minutes until the consistency is nice and smooth. And eventually you should end up with something of the consistency of runny honey. Nice and smooth, like so. Just before we start serving up that mixture into the cupcake cases, we're going to break up some white chocolate buttons. So just very simply breaking them up into tiny pieces, and they're going to go whole into the mix, and they will melt inside the cake. So eventually you'll have lots of little white chocolate chips, and they're all going to go into the mix like that, and then you just want to fold them in. Okay, so next you're just going to put your cases onto the tray. Now a single case probably won't be strong enough, so if you double them up. Now ideally you want space between each cupcake, so the mix doesn't overflow, and when the mixture expands, it's not going to hit the next cake tin. Okay, so up next you're going to want to use a big spoon and a little spoon to put the mixture in the cupcake cases like so, and give them a good amount, probably 2 heaped spoons. So we're going to put them in the oven at 180 degrees for. Now when it comes to Christmas themed cupcakes and any cupcake, the decoration is the most important part. So we've got those cupcakes in the oven at the moment. Now to decorate them, there's so many ideas, Christmas ideas, that you can use. However, I'm going to be using 2 today, but I'll suggest a few more as well. So you've got things like reindeers. You can do snowmen with white icing and piping the orange nose. You could do Father Christmases, you could do robins, or you could just do a snow scene. Now today I'm going to be doing 2. One of those is a reindeer, and also we've got a Christmas theme where we're going to be using these little things, just little things you could put on the top called cake toppers. Here's how to decorate your cupcakes. Okay, first we're going to make a chocolate buttercream. Now to do that, it works on a ratio of 2 to 1. So that's 1 butter to 2 icing sugar. So then we need to fork that together. So eventually it will look something like that. Okay, so to melt our chocolate, we're going to put some water on the gas and then just put a glass bowl here, and you can see that the water actually hits the bowl. Okay, so in next we're going to add the chocolate, and eventually it'll melt like this. Now before you add this into the buttercream, you need to turn off the gas and let it cool, otherwise it's going to curdle the butter. Okay, now our chocolate's cooled, we can add some of that into the buttercream. Just add a bit at a time, you don't want it too sickly. So we give this a little try. You can really taste the chocolate in it now, so that's perfect. Okay, meanwhile, to make the other cake, just put a bit of icing sugar onto a chopping board and place your icing on there, rub it about. Unfortunately I haven't got a rolling pin, so I'm improvising today. I'm just using this cling film reel, and you just want to roll it out quite thin. Again, I'm improvising here. This is just the lid of the cupcake case, and just push that in like so, and there you have it. Perfect circle, and that's going to go on top of your cupcake. So just put those on a plate and leave them to one side. One thing to remember when baking cupcakes is they're a lot smaller, so they're going to cook a lot quicker. What that means is when a cupcake seems like it's not done, it isn't going to be ages before it is. Okay, but now we're going to remove the cupcakes from the oven. And the first thing you'll notice is where the white chocolate chips are, they're going to be quite spongy, quite gooey as such. So they're not going to be too firm, they will squish in a little bit. Okay, now it's time to decorate our cakes. Now I've got 2 styles of cake here. Firstly, we've got ones where we've cut off the top so we can put those flat white pieces of icing on. And the other ones, which have more of a pointy top, can be used as our reindeer where we can just spread the buttercream over. So we're going to grab our white top onto the cake like so. Then we're going to grab a little bit of that spare icing and just pop that in the middle like so. We're going to sprinkle some icing sugar, preferably sieved, and then we'll just place our little centre on that piece of icing, and there you have it. Now on the other cake we're going to spread some of that chocolate buttercream that we made earlier onto the cake like so. Then we're just going to fork it all one way like that to create a fur effect. Then we're going to get a cherry and put it in the middle. Then we can split one white chocolate button into quarters. Then we can get a little icing pen. That's the blacks of our eyes. Now to give your reindeer antlers, just break up a flaky sort of chocolate and make sure there's one longer than the other, like so. That sort of idea. So there you have it, 2 Christmas themed cupcakes. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, then please do give it a like. If you want to subscribe, then you can click on my face, which should be appearing somewhere there now, and you can look at my previous kitchen playlist. That's Ollie JHN Kitchen by clicking on that box there. And finally, I'm just going to try a little section which I've cut out for this cake. That really is lovely. You get the white chocolate chips that have been put in the sponge. You get the chocolate buttercream, which is quite strong. And that's all balanced by quite a light and fluffy cake. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoyed that cake, and try that recipe out before Christmas, see what you think of it. Remember, my next video is on Christmas Eve. That's next week on Saturday before Christmas, and you can join me with a special guest in the Summer Light Lounge, and I'll join you next Saturday for the next Christmas special. Thank you.